When I was 14, my friends took me to the underground rave. I think it was either the Bronx or somewhere in Queens in a park. You have to like walk through like forests and everything, get there. I've never seen something like that before, being 14. It was really cool. That was what got me into it. And then from there, like I went raving every week. These were like hardstyle raves, like really just heavy stuff. Just right from there, I was like, I love this shit. When I was living in Thailand, I ended up getting a residency at the full moon party in Koh Phangan. That's like a huge party every month during the full moon. 50,000 people on the beach, something straight out of a movie. That was really cool. That's the first time I ever played like a 12-hour set. My friend had to like bring me a burger on the side to eat and everything. Every song was hitting. And yeah, just the energy of that was electric.
Just fill in the blank. To me, house music is blank. Chaske, thank you for coming over to Tiny Table Radio.
Appreciate having me.
First place I always start is tell me your story about how you got into DJing and producing.
When I was 14, my friends took me to like an underground rave in like, I think it was either the Bronx or somewhere in Queens in a park. We had to like walk through the forest and everything, get there. I think it was this group called NYC Ravers that was throwing it. I've never seen something like that before, being 14. And it was really cool. That was what got me into it. And then from there, like I went raving every week. These were like hardstyle raves, like really just heavy stuff. And and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got into it. Eventually, one of my friends, he had a DJ set, a little mix track controller for a virtual DJ. He let me borrow that. So I would just sit in my room or like with my friends, just trying stuff out for hours and hours. Just started practicing. I was mainly doing hardstyle. I moved on to dubstep. Then when I was about 15, I got my first show. My friends were throwing a party during Sukkot, the Jewish holiday. It was in some venue in Park Slope that's closed down now. And my first show, I got to crowd surf. Just right from there, I was like, I love this shit. This is so much fun. I was terrible because I was all over the place with the mixing, like different genres that weren't making sense. But also the people that were there at our age, nobody really knows what we're like.
Right.
There's no like bias or like standards. Just play music.
Yeah.
So that really got me into it. And then when I was in boarding school, two of my friends, they actually ended up buying me a DJ set, buying me a laptop, like as a, here, we believe in you, and then, pay us back in the future.
Wow.
And that really gave me the opportunity to push forward with it.
Yeah. It sounds like you had some supportive friends too.
Yeah.
What do you think it is that they saw in you to be like, do it?
I would borrow my friend's laptop to get virtual DJ, and I would just sit there on like when we're not learning or whatever, and just be practicing just nonstop. And it did help that I did that show before, so they're like, oh, maybe there is something here.
And then tell me about like, when did you get into actually producing your own music?
I worked with this artist as his DJ. He was like a hip hop / reggae artist, and he gave me a cracked version of Ableton.
Nice.
So I started messing around with that with one of my good friends that we started producing together, making terrible music that I thought was hot at the time. I was like, wow, I figured it out. I didn't figure it out. I'm still figuring it out.
I don't think anyone's ever fully figured it out.
Yeah,
Right?
but I didn't really take it super seriously. Like I would go through phases of doing it. And only in the past couple of years has it like really started to click. I will be honest, Splice did help a lot with like, giving you ideas, and then you can get like presets and everything to help you build a sound, and then you can start tweaking it. Now I'm starting to learn how to tweak it and really get into it. But that gave me like a foundation, like, okay, I'm not just making some bullshit. It's starting to sound like something I would play.
It's a good starting point. Like if somebody's never produced but wants to figure out how, like you can at least piece things together and then understand how to like design that sound or manipulate it or chop it up or whatever. So, but it's still hard, right?
It's still hard.
Yeah.
Because you can grab all the best loops from Splice, slap them together, and make a song essentially, but it will sound terrible on the speakers unless you start learning, your where to put your levels, how to EQ, effects, panning, everything. And you don't want to sound the same as everyone using the same exact loop.
You can fall into that trap, but you gotta just get lazy with it too, right?
It's unfortunate about the vocals because
Yeah, right.
it's so hard to get vocals.
It is. That's a whole thing. But you mentioned like you kind of jumped around in different genres early on. Were there any artists that really like were a big influence in you early on with DJing or producing that you really looked up to?
Maybe not necessarily even in DJing, but like I grew up listening to like all sorts of music from like the Beatles to this artist called Show um that influenced like a certain vibe and like putting out a feeling into stuff. And then I would say one of my favorite artists is like Skrillex, just because he's so out there, he's so experimental.
Hmm.
I didn't even really get into house music until like right before COVID. So now, like over the past few years since then, yeah, I've really gotten into it.
What was it about house music that drew you to it?
You can listen to it sitting down, or you can stand up and dance.
Yeah.
Not every type of house music, but like in general, just the vibe of it. It's continuous. It's moving. You don't have to. It's not all about rage, rage, rage.
Yeah. You mentioned Sukkot and like you got to play it at, that's a Jewish holiday. You also have a Native American heritage too, right?
Yeah.
So how has that blend of your background influenced your musical taste?
With Judaism and being Native American, first I'll start with the Native American. When I was growing up, I used to go to powwows, which are Native American gathering ceremonies where they have different tribes come in and they sing the songs and stuff from their people. So a lot of that is like drum bass, and they have parts where like everyone can go and dance. You dance in a circle. So I feel like I've always had like a sort of connection to like the drum, the rhythm. Unfortunately, my father passed away when I was young, so I never got to really delve into and learn about my Native American heritage as much. But I'm slowly, learning a little bit more as it comes. Even when I produce, I wake up every morning, I pray, and then I light some sage, just to give myself like an atmosphere, clear head,
Hmm.
for making music. Then as far as Jewish stuff, I made a song using the melody of Shalom Aleichem, which is a prayer that Jews say on Friday nights before they have the meal. So I took that sample and then made the melody on it and turned it into like an indie dance track that I haven't released it, but save it for like very special moments.
Hmm.
And I hope something like that can like bring people together
Yeah.
in the fact that, there's so much bad shit in the world, but music really is at least one of the things that brings everyone together. A big concept of it is, having something to believe in, having a community. And with like a foundation like that, I have a lot of positivity that helps me put into my music.
Can you tell us about, you know, a standout gig or set that you played so far and why it stood out to you?
When I was 18, I went to travel. I left New York. I went to Thailand,
Wow.
and I lived abroad, traveling around the world for like 7 years until pretty much like COVID. I was mainly based in Thailand. When I was living in Thailand, I ended up getting a residency at the Full Moon Party in Copenhagen. So that's like a huge party every month during the full moon. 50,000 people on the beach,
Wow.
something straight out of a movie.
Nice.
That was really cool. That's the first time I ever played like a 12-hour set.
Wow.
My friend had to like bring me a burger on the side to eat and everything. So that was like one of the cooler experiences. Tech support a few years ago. I opened for Damian Lazarus, which was
Wow.
and it was like like at the beginning when I started like coming onto the scene in house music in New York. So I got the opportunity like super last minute,
Wow.
thanks to my manager and our friends.
Nice.
And then lastly, last year, right before New Year's, this collective HQ,
Mhm,
they threw a party at 360 Jefferson.
mhm.
It was one of those sets. I don't really remember it because I had been playing so many gigs up until it
Yeah.
that literally before my set, I was sleeping on the couch,
Oh my
and
gosh.
just
Like,
resting to get some
yeah, yeah, yeah.
energy. Then my friend comes over like, "Yo, you're up, you're up." So I went in and I don't remember any order. I know, like, the playlist that I was in, and it was just one of those, like it was like a Journey set
Mhm.
where, like, everyone's just locked in, everyone like, every song is hitting, and yeah, just the energy of that was electric for me.
Sort of those gigs that you mentioned that really stood out to you, and particularly, being able to open for somebody like Damian Lazarus when you had just started getting into house music, like, how did that feel? Like, what was that experience like?
It was a little nerve-wracking, like, I had to build this set, like, the night before, and to
Yeah.
be honest, like, I don't think it was one of my best sets. I think if I had a little bit more preparation, then yeah, it could have worked out better. But at the same time, people were dancing. I didn't get booed off stage. So
It's a good sign.
yeah, I think we did all right.
And you mentioned, like, you prepare and you get organized. What goes into your set preparation? Like, do you plan exactly every track that you're gonna play, like, in order?
So I was doing that for a bit. I go through periods and I kind of don't like it like as of recent because then I'm like, oh, I have to play this. And then I get stuck in the box and I'm not reading the crowd.
Yeah.
I do tend to like to plan, like, the first 1 or 2 tracks just to, like, get myself in the groove. Once you get past those first couple of transitions, then you're like, "Okay, we're in it.
Mhm.
We're good to go."
Yeah. And what about your creative process when you're producing? You always start with, like, a splice sample or a bass line, a drum beat? How does that start out for you and, like, build into an actual track?
Sometimes I'll straight up just put on the metronome and then just mess around with the bass lines, or I'll get a percussion loop or a hi-hat loop to give me, like, some sort of, like, rhythm to work with. From there, just stack a whole bunch of loops on each other, like, I'll do the bass line, I'll do the melody, maybe I'll find a cool vocal to go with it. Um, and then once, like, I'm starting to feel like, okay, there's not much more I can add to it without it just sounding like a mush. Then I also try to get out of the loop as soon as possible, so I just double, 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 and then I start the arrangement from, like, the intro to, like, the first when the bass comes in to a breakdown build up and then, like, the first drop.
Mhm.
So I start taking away elements, like, I'll start with, like, a high kick and, like, some percussion, maybe, like, a pad or something, and then I'll move into where it goes into, like, the bass comes in, and then slowly moving stuff around.
Nice.
And then once I have, like, the meat and potatoes of it, I'll even double that section over so I have a whole track.
Right.
Once I have the whole track, then I can really start tweaking stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I have a template that my friend made that I kinda adjusted for my own needs.
Mhm.
So I have, all my drum rack, my bass, my leads, my vocals, and then everything is um the volume is like minus like 12 on some of them, minus 6 on some of them. I have my like, my drum effects rack and everything all set up.
Mhm.
So whenever I open Ableton, I'm like ready to go. I'm not wasting time.
Yeah, so it's like you're already, like, kinda plugged into at least a format that you don't have to waste time when you're feeling creative to, like, get in a good place. It's already in a
Exactly.
good place, you
Yeah.
can just be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Have you noticed kind of any specific, like, style or sound or just sort of, like, effects that you use on a regular basis that you feel is shaping, like, a standout sound for, like, what your music is?
So I have a lot of influence from psytrance actually.
Okay.
So I use a lot of like psytrance effects, swells and stuff. Pretty heavily influenced by like the Maccabi sound, the indie dance sound at the moment.
Yeah.
But I also do like the kind of like Beltran minimal stuff. Like right now, I don't have playlists by like house music, tech house, this or that. It's kind of like more of like a vibe because at this point I don't really know what is what genre.
Yeah, it's all
We have an
coming together.
idea like
Yeah.
okay, this has percussion, and then it's kind of like about a feeling. I like people to be moving like this, moving
Okay.
from side to side, keep the groove.
Mhm.
Since I used to play a lot of, like, EDM, I was very into, like, the big drop, which I still do put into some of my stuff. I like playing long sets, so you can't be having just boom, boom, boom every time.
Right. Sounds like you really have like you pull from a lot of different genres and styles.
Yeah.
So, and you're sober,
Yeah.
right? So, what is it like? There's obviously the dance music scene is heavily influenced by drugs, by alcohol. What's it like working in that space while staying sober?
So, first off, I'm tired. I'm after at, like, 2 o'clock, I'm tired. Unless if the music is good, like, the music is good,
It keeps you
but
moving.
even that, after a certain amount of time, like, I'm ready to go home.
Mhm.
But when I'm playing, like, I can go for hours.
Yeah.
It's just you have the adrenaline, you're in it. Also, it's giving me something to do, keeping my brain active.
Yeah.
Part of like, it's been really nice to wake up and, like, I have a whole day. I have, like so when I used to go out and party also as well as DJ and do drugs and drink alcohol, I'd finish the weekend and then I'd sleep for 3 days, which I'm losing a lot of time that I can be making music. And, like, if I wanna take this career seriously, I can't be getting messed up.
Yeah.
And, like, I've partied already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had a good time.
Yeah. Was there like a particular moment that made you flip that switch, or you're just like, you just realized, okay, if I want to pursue this, I have to be focused.
I think it's been a long time coming,
Okay.
to be honest. Like, as I said, I've been partying since I was, like, 14.
Yeah.
We were taking a lot of ecstasy back then.
Yeah.
Also, being Native American, like, alcoholism is kinda like a genetic thing
Really.
within our people. Which I'm not gonna blame everything on that, like, going out all the time, part of it is, like, networking, so I always felt like, "Oh, I need to drink a little to, like, up myself." But now since I've been sober, it's actually 7 months now,
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like I'm actually becoming myself rather than like, "Oh, I need this other thing." So I'm able to make, like, real connections with people, remembering people's names,
Hmm.
not not every time, but, like, more than before. I remember what conversations I've had, and, also people take you seriously, like, when you're coming in, like, "I'm here for work," I'm about the business. If you're always partying all the time, you know, it's fun, it helps you, like, make a certain connection with people. Like, if you've been at space for 18 hours with someone going crazy, like, you'll remember that about that person, like, "We
Right.
we did that."
Right. Right. You're like a bonding
Yeah,
moment. Yeah.
I've experienced that, and now I wanna be, like, the curator of the vibe, and I can't do that if I'm getting
Yeah.
messed up all the time.
Yeah. For sure. Do you feel like your own personal creativity has been like affected positively by being sober? Do you like you're able to produce in like a better way, or just like think more clearly?
Like, when I first got sober, I was finding it difficult to make music. Like, before I got sober, I was doing, like I would take Adderall and then, like,
Mhm.
some mushrooms
Mhm.
at the same time,
Mhm.
and, like, I was like, "Oh, wow, I'm locked in and I'm creative right now." So, like, when first went sober, it was like, I don't know what to do here.
Mm.
But then slowly, as, like, 'cause you just gotta keep doing it. Like,
Mhm.
I'll sit there for 12 hours a day, make a bunch of bullshit, then, like, right as I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep, let me just try one more." Then it hits, then I'm up for another 5 hours.
Yeah.
And now, like, I'm really able to get into, like, the nitty-gritty of everything. Also, like, just DJing and performing, now I'm coming in, like, I'm locked in, I'm, like, really feeling everybody, not, like, drowning out my feelings with drugs or alcohol
Yeah.
as well. So I'm actually very present in the moment when I'm playing now.
Yeah. You're able to read the room, like pick up
Yeah,
on the energy.
but my legs hurt.
Yeah, no,
My
I hear
legs
you.
hurt.
Yeah, especially the
Yeah.
extended sets, right? Sounds like you spend a lot of time producing, like making music. You'll sit there for 12 hours, nothing will hit, and all of a sudden something will, and you'll be there for 5 more hours. You know, how long does it take you to really work through a song from, idea to like, okay, now I can actually work on this to finished product. Is that, do you try to move through tracks quickly or just make a bunch of stuff and see what sounds good? Or are you like very methodical and take your time, like, really fine tuning something that you start out with?
That varies on song to song. Like sometimes like I'll it'll just click. Like I'll make the bass line and like, okay, I know what to do. Whether it's like inspiration from another track or like I have the idea. Or sometimes I'll work on a track, I'll build most of it, and then I'm like, eh, I'm kinda I don't really feel this. So then
Mhm.
I have it in my folder of songs that like I'll come back to, I'll listen to, think I have an idea. I'm very ADHD with it sometimes. Like I'll be working on a track and then get kind of bored, so go see some other stuff. But I'll just sit there.
Yeah.
Like I love doing it.
Yeah. Do you love producing or DJing more? Is it kind of like two different loves?
They go hand in hand. Like I love performing.
Okay.
It's so exciting. Like
Yeah.
I live for that moment when, everyone's like, "Ah,"
Yeah. Yeah.
and you're in it together.
Yeah.
But I also love I'm just locked in, I have my coffee, I can see outside, the sun's going down, you're making music or even late night.
Yeah.
It's very meditative.
Yeah. For sure.
Something about it.
Are there any like plugins or pieces of hardware or software um, that you just cannot produce a track without?
I wouldn't say I can't because if you wanna make it happen, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
But I do really, really prefer to have a, like, MIDI keyboard
Mhm.
just because, like, when you're on the laptop, you can't go up and down octaves,
Mhm.
and a lot of my bass lines are multiple octaves.
Any particular like um, synth that you like?
Serum.
Yeah.
Serum is king.
Yeah.
And Serum too is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. It is. I
I
haven't
still don't know how
too
to
much.
fully
I
use
know
it,
either. I'm just like,
but the presets are hot.
yeah. When you are DJing, what's one non-music essential you always bring to a show?
Gum.
Yeah.
I think everyone should be bringing gum to the show. 'Cause
No
at a
bad
certain
breath.
yeah, at a certain point of the night, because we're all getting close to each other,
Yeah, you got to talk louder.
we gotta have the gum.
Yeah.
Respectfully. We've all been there on both sides of the spectrum.
What's your favorite gum?
Trident,
All right.
the blue one,
Nice.
sponsor me.
Sponsor us too while you're at
Sponsor any of us, yeah.
it. Just a couple more questions for you. It's been really great to get to learn more about you and your musical process and your background. But any upcoming shows, gigs, projects, releases that you have that you want to share with us?
We got a lot of things. Next week I'm playing Marquee with Guy Mansour
Nice.
and, actually Yonit, who was on the show as well.
Yeah. What's up, Jess?
Yeah. As well, I have my party Shine that I've been throwing over the past year. I was doing it like 2 times a week. I mean, 2 times a month, which honestly got kind of exhausting,
Yeah, it's a lot.
and it's hard to do it while still doing other gigs, but I'm gonna be doing that once a month
Nice.
over here in New York.
Tell us a little bit about that. Like what inspired that?
I've kind of been noticing getting DJ gigs as just a DJ, you can do it, but you have less control over stuff. Also, throwing your own party, you can curate a certain vibe, which I think is very important right now because you have so many of these clubs throwing parties, like booking like 5, 6, 7 DJs in a night that are all over the spectrum of music and everything, and there's no consistency in it.
Yeah.
And I think having your own party where you have a certain energy to it, also a community,
Mhm.
it really helps out.
And how long have you been running those events?
So Shine, I started last year.
Yeah, and so how do you find the artists for Shine and like the different DJs?
So the artists for Shine, a lot of them are literally just my friends that, I play all over, they play all over. So I like to help people that like I like their music.
Hmm.
Also, I'm trying to book DJs from other states, other countries, because I think helping people in other places get gigs, essentially, I would like that to, cross over. I'll help your DJs, you book some of our DJs, because right now, like, there's only so far you can get as a local DJ. Like, I've played in like a lot of the clubs here. And, after a while, it's like, how much further can you really go, especially if you're not like releasing on big labels or anything. So I think helping other people out, and then, we get that in return.
Back to you. Where can our listeners follow your music, follow your journey, and stay up to date with you?
I just released a song on my friend Kozlo's label, Another Fucking Party.
All right.
The song's called I Heart You. It's out everywhere. I post stuff very randomly on SoundCloud just to like test it to see from listeners. So follow the SoundCloud, see what's happening. You're gonna hear this mix as well soon.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. And we always ask our guests this one last question at the end, or really rather a statement that I want you to finish. Just fill in the blank for this sentence to me. To me, house music is blank.
Fun.
Chaske,
There you go.
thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for listening to that latest interview on Tiny Table Radio. It would help a lot if you hit that subscribe button now so I can bring on more guests and keep this show going. So hit that subscribe button now, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the set.